Hundreds of Trump supporters at the Arizona State Capitol watched the president's speech and call to action on giant TV monitors.
Because he knows he's got a very high IQ. He knows what he's doing, and he's helping America. He's for America, patriotism, freedom, and liberty and justice.
The crowd cheered as Arizona Representative Paul Gosar in Congress made the first challenge to the electoral vote from his home state.
They need to start duking it out for America!
The political fight turned physical at the U.S. Capitol. Arizonan Ben Zahari, a Trump supporter, said he got as close as the Capitol steps and he saw the confrontation between National Guard, Secret Service, and protesters.
They want the votes to be counted that were legal votes. They want justice. So that's why they came out here to protest that, to make sure they get that. And they're not going to stop until that happens. So.
Talking to ABC 15 as he headed back to his hotel down Pennsylvania Avenue, he passed skirmishes in the street, and he said he was pleased to be part of history. Protests remained peaceful in Arizona under the watchful eye of officers from the rooftops. But the rhetoric did not change. They continued to rely on theories of election fraud. And the Arizona Republican Party chairwoman, Kelly Ward, blamed not the rioters, but election officials for the violence in D.C. that ended with one woman killed.
And you know, we saw this violence in Washington, and that is a shame. But you know what could have prevented that? What could have prevented that is doing a transparent election, having a transparent election, having the ability to audit the votes.
And some protesters out here at the Arizona State Capitol did not think it was right to storm the U.S. Capitol today. One told us if we criticize lawlessness on the other side, we should not be doing it ourselves. I'm investigative reporter Melissa Blasius, ABC 15, Arizona.
Well, an Arizona man is one of the most recognizable protesters D.C. police are right now trying to find. He's a well-known Trump supporter, often wearing that iconic furry headdress at the rallies here in the Valley. And all new tonight, ABC 15's Melissa Blasius just spoke to his mother, who says he was standing up for what he believed in.
Have you talked to Jake, Sam? We caught up with Martha Chansley in her driveway 24 hours after her son's image was splashed across American TVs as he stormed the U.S. Capitol, got inside the Senate chamber during the chaos, and even posed up on the dais.
It takes a lot of courage to be a patriot, okay? And to stand up for what it is that you believe and you know to be right. And not everybody wants to be the person up front, right?
Her son, Jake Angeli, also known as Jake Chansley, is 33 years old. D.C. police listed him first in their persons of interest, showing these pictures, offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. Do you know where he is? Because the police are looking for him.
No, I don't. I feel caught between a rock and a hard place a little bit because, you know, of course, you always want to be protective of your loved ones, right? And I'm not trying to hide anything because I don't know where he's at.
Jake Angeli, immediately recognizable in Phoenix. He's often bare-chested, heavily tattooed and painted with the same fur and horns headdress, often at pro-Trump or other rallies. He often carries a sign saying Q sent me, a reference to the far-right QAnon conspiracy. Several people tell ABC 15 that he also attended Moon Valley High School, sending us yearbook photos. His mom says he's a Navy veteran.
He's not hiding anything. You know what I'm saying? He's probably one of the gentlest people I know. He's a great guy. And again, he's trying to get people to hear the message. Wake up. Wake up. Don't we still live in the United States of America? Right?
Martha Chansley questions if police really wanted their son, why didn't they just arrest him when he was inside the U.S. Capitol? I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15, Arizona.
Claudia, thanks. Well, he is the most recognizable of the group of people who disrupted and vandalized the U.S. Capitol. A 33-year-old Arizonan in a furry headdress, horns, and face paint. ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasius in federal court today as the man faced a judge for the first time.
Jacob Chansley, also known as Jake Angeli, made his first court appearance here in Phoenix telephonically from a detention center because he is currently in quarantine. We also learned from his mom that he has not eaten anything since Friday.
He has not eaten and he needs to eat.
Martha Chansley worried about her son's condition since he turned himself in to the FBI Saturday morning, a concern echoed by his public defender that 33-year-old Jacob Chansley had an extremely restrictive diet. We asked what the diet was.
He gets very sick if he doesn't eat organic food, literally will get physically sick.
The judge asking Chansley's lawyer to work with the U.S. Marshal Service on a detention diet. As she held video and telephone first appearance hearings with inmates, Chansley was by phone and politely called the judge Your Honor throughout. He's a local activist and QAnon conspiracy theorist. At this point, he's facing misdemeanor charges related to being inside the U.S. Capitol illegally with a spear last Wednesday. Chansley was even pictured up on the Senate chamber's dais. 5 people died, 1 police officer and 4 demonstrators either during or after the violent clash at the Capitol. A second police officer died by suicide this weekend. Do you think he's responsible in any way for the people who died in the Capitol?
Like I said, I don't have any comment.
Chansley will be held in detention until at least Friday, when he will have another hearing to determine whether or not he will be taken in custody to Washington, D.C. to face these charges, or whether he will be released to appear on his own. I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15, Arizona.
In the meantime, hundreds of investigations are underway related to the riots at the Capitol.
Yeah, the Department of Justice says they've opened nearly 100 criminal cases. One suspect under investigation, Jacob Chansley from Arizona, also known as Jake Angeli, the QAnon shaman. He appeared by video in a federal court this afternoon. This photo shows him on the Senate dais during the riots. Prosecutors say it's in these moments that he wrote and left a threatening message for the vice president. ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasius is staying on top of this case for us. She was in the federal courtroom as a judge ruled Chansley will stay in jail.
The judge said Jacob Chansley was a symbol of what had occurred at the U.S. Capitol, which she described as a violent insurrection. The judge also said that Chansley had no belief what he did was wrong, not in a mentally ill way, but in a righteous way. A stark difference from his appearance at the U.S. Capitol, covered in coyote pelt, horns, and tattoos. Jacob Chansley, bald with a shorter beard, wearing an orange jumpsuit as he appeared by video conference from his holding cell. Prosecutors offered new evidence, saying Chansley inside the Capitol yelled into his bullhorn, telling other raiders to take out several congressmen. And at the Senate chamber dais, he allegedly scrawled a note to Vice President Pence saying, "It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming."
The prosecutor colored just about everything to make Jake look violent. He wrote something like, "Justice is coming." And, you know, if you're a Christian, you know that justice is coming, right? The Bible says so.
Several of Chansley's supporters were at the federal courthouse in Phoenix today.
Jake is a good guy. He's an American citizen.
Oh, goddamn, bro.
Okay, please. No, he's an American citizen. He's a patriotic guy. Okay? I've never seen Jake ever do anything bad. He's been like a teacher, a role model.
Jacob Chansley faces a 6-count federal indictment with 2 felonies and 4 misdemeanors. If convicted, he could be sentenced to 25 years in prison. Because of that potential long prison term, the nature of the crime disrupting government and ignoring police, and the fact Chansley had planned to attend Joe Biden's inauguration next week, Judge Deborah Fine determined the 33-year-old was too much of a danger to the community and a flight risk. She ordered him held in federal custody and transferred to Washington, D.C. to stand trial. Chansley's mom quickly left the courthouse after the ruling. Are you surprised by the judge's decision?
No.
Have you been able to talk to Jacob? What has he told you? Serious and stoic through most of the hearing, Jacob Chansley did ask to speak after the judge's ruling, but she shut him down, saying she wanted to preserve his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. At the very end, he uttered, "Oh my God." I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15, Arizona.